that weapon doesn't reload fast enough.
I see.
So we're going to head over to Krios.
Oh, this looks fun. I feel like this is where it gets good.
This is where it gets good. Krios has all kinds of options with his focus. You've got 5 points of focus there. He doesn't have a gun. That would be nice if he did, because then he could also shoot. But he does have lots of spells. The cost of the spell is how many points of your focus it would use. And you can go ahead and read over those and see which one sounds exciting.
I feel like we should stick with the cleansing fire trend and keep Torch and Zach's characters.
All right.
And on top of that, do a Defender's Ward. Now, I'm casting through this guy, essentially, right?
Yes, you can cast through that guy, or you can cast yourself. Like, because this guy is facing forward, he doesn't have the Crusader in his line of sight. So Krios would have, if you wanted to cast on the Crusader, Krios could cast Defender's Ward on him, because it's within range there. But if you want to do the Cleansing Fire, that's not going to be in range of Krios, but it is in range with the Revenger.
So my idea here is to perhaps move my caster here, cast Cleansing Fire through this guy, maybe on something that's not already on fire, and then cast a Defender's Ward here so that my spell point doesn't die.
One thing to keep in mind is that, like with any other attack, you can boost the hit roll or the damage roll on your spells.
Oh.
So you might want to pick a slightly cheaper spell, like Immolation, for example, as your attack spell.
Yeah, let's do that. All right, so I'm going to move Krios.
Okay.
I don't like putting my king any closer to danger than I have to, but...
And you can move less than your speed.
Yeah.
The speed is just the maximum.
Let's just... here's my max. Let's move him... We'll make him as hard to get to as possible.
Is movement always in a straight line?
No, you can curve. For example, we'll put Striker back roughly where he is. But if you're in a position like this, and let's say you're trying to get to Krios, he has a speed of 6, so we could go, let's just go 2.5 inches that way, and then that's going to allow us to go 3.5 inches that way, which is going to put us into 1/2-inch melee range.
Okay, cool.
Get him out of here. Okay, so now I want to cast Immolation through this guy.
All right, who do you want to cast it at?
It's a range 8. Now, can I measure the range and see who is in my range, or do I have to decide
Nope,
first?
you got to pick first.
I'm not 100% familiar. How about, you said this guy has the ranged attack, right?
Yep, that guy has the double barrel there.
Let's torch him. I would like to do that. So we can measure it out and make shows that guy he's in range.
And it's edge to edge, so you had plenty. That guy's about, what, 4 inches-ish away? So plenty of room.
Can I technically torch his caster here?
Well, you already declared an attack on the Charger.
Had I been thinking, could I
Yep.
Okay.
One thing to note, though, is that casters can also keep some of their focus, and every point they keep adds 1 to the armor. So because Zach hasn't even had a chance to go yet, he has +6 armor as just a bonus. So it's hard to catch them totally off guard.
Okay. That's why I did that. Immolation has a power of 12, and my attack roll is just the focus.
Yep.
So it's 7.
It's a magic attack. Yep.
And then I can pay 1 to bump that.
You could. So you're going to pay 2 to cast it, is what's going to happen first.
Okay. 2 to cast.
Now, you have a defense on your Charger of?
My defense is 13.
So you're looking for a 6. Focus of 7 against defense 13.
I like those odds.
50.
50-50, down the line. Easy.
That'll do.
Always. All right, now I'm going to pay 1 to bump.
Yep. Boosting damage is a good idea. What's the armor on your Charger?
16.
16.
And what's my
What's your
power?
modifier?
My power is 12. Here comes the pain.
Triple ones.
Oh, not exactly triple one, Zach. So a 12 against a 16. 16 minus 12 is 4 off of the roll. That's going to leave 10 points of damage to the Charger. Let's see if you get a nice juicy column and rip something off of that thing.
All right.
A 3.
About a 3.
Oh, exactly where you didn't want it. The 3 is going to carry over, and it's going to deal a little bit to different systems. You hit a lot of different systems, but didn't wipe any of them out.
No.
How do I do this?
So yeah, you're gonna just keep going. So that was 3, 4, 5. Now you go into the next column over
This way?
and go back to the top. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 points.
So my entire center is gone.
Your entire center is
Minus
gone.
that one.
Well, C is your cortex.
Okay.
Cortex is what allows you to receive focus.
So once that's gone, I'm screwed.
That guy's not doing a whole lot anymore.
And he's on fire, right?
Well, what did it say? We've got immolation. Is fire damage, and on a critical hit, the model hit suffers the fire continuous attack. Critical hit is if 2 of the dice in the attack roll are doubles or match. So he rolled a 4 and a 5 on his attack roll.
I rolled 2 4s, didn't I?
Yeah, 2 4s and 6.
2 4s
On
and
damage.
6.
Okay.
On his attack roll, he rolled a 4 and a 5. If he happened to roll a 4 and a 4, that guy would have also been on fire.
Okay.
Which is interesting because the critical effects, you get much better odds with boosting. Again, back to that whole when to boost. But in this case, I think you were better off saving it for the damage than using it for the attack roll to get a little bit of fire on him.
Right. And do I always regain 7 at the beginning of my turn?
Beginning of your turn, you'll replenish your focus and then be able to allocate it to your warjacks once again.
But if he spends it all on his turn, do I get to take a turn where he has none?
Yeah.
Okay, so I may want to hold on to these to boost my armor and maybe...
You can use them to boost your armor, or you can use them to cast another spell. What is your armor right now?
My armor right now is 15.
So with the 2, you'd be at a 17.
You know, something just makes me want to torch this guy again.
Aggression. Get him.
And I can cast as many spells I have focus for.
As many as you have focus for.
So
The only exception is you'll see that some of those spells say up. Up means upkeep. You can only have 1 copy of that spell on the board at a time.
Okay.
Because your caster is maintaining that spell. So that Defender's Ward that you talked about, that can only support 1 guy at a time.
And does it have to be in line of sight of me? So if I wanted to cast it on him, is he in the way?
Well, you could cast it on him through the node,
Oh, right.
which
On
he's
himself.
well within 6 inches of himself.
So I want to do that. I'm going to play a bit defensively here. So I'm going to pay 2, and he's going to gain 2 defense and 2 armor.
Okay, so we have Defender's Ward on the Revenger. He's now got great defense and armor, but Krios does not have great defense and armor right
Let me
now.
get it.
Here comes the bait.
It's a bait. The old bait and switch. All right, and then I
my turn?
pass my turn.
Your turn is over. You've activated every model. So now at the beginning of Zach's turn, he would replenish focus, but he already has all 6. So you're just going to allocate that focus now.
Okay. I want to put some pain on that guy. This guy has range, right?
Yep, he has range, and he even has a rate of fire, that ROF we talked about, of 2 on his dual cannon.
So he can attack twice.
So he can, so you can boost your attack rolls, but you can also spend a focus for an extra attack. So you're going to want 1 for the extra attack, and then you'll probably also want some to boost rolls.
So maybe 1 for the extra attack and 1 to boost each.
That sounds good. That's your maximum anyway.
Cool. Yeah, and I think I'll leave the other 3 here.
Okay.
And just let these guys sit here and burn.
Burning some coal and sitting around.
Yes.
You don't even want to walk up and try and smack somebody with a hammer?
I'll go ahead and put 1 here.
Now, even if you don't have focus, you can still attack. You just can't boost.
Okay.
With Defender's Ward on this guy, though, you're going to need to boost the hit roll, and you might need to also boost the damage roll. But I see where you're going here. You're saving the big guns to go after Krios now that you left him vulnerable.
Exactly. All right, so I guess now I can move, right?
Well, pick a guy. You're going to activate that guy. That guy will move up to his speed, and then he will do his action.
And this is the Ironclad.
It is.
He has a speed of 5.
Yep.
So I will move 5 here.
Oh, hold on. I'm sorry. I apologize. We have fire to resolve first.
Oh.
So before we go any further, we're going to roll 1 die. On a 1 or 2, the fire burns itself out. On a 3 through 6, the fire keeps burning for another turn. So you can tell that the odds of it lasting for a single turn are pretty high. But the odds of it lasting and keeping damaging you over and over and over decrease with each roll because it's unlikely to keep rolling that
So I
high.
rolled a 4.
You did roll a 4. fire deals a POW 12 damage roll, just like the flamethrower does.
Oh.
So Steven's going to go ahead and throw a free power 12 at your ironclad, but he can't boost it. 12 plus 6, that's 18. Ironclad's armor is
16.
Ironclad's armor.
Oh, 18.
Is 18, so it doesn't do anything.
Okay.
That's why the boosting part is so important.
What about this chum here?
You did not critical him.
Oh, that's right.
Right.
So now I can move this guy
Yep.
for 5. Kind of want to just be in the way.
All right. So now that you've moved him, he has an action.
So I can attack.
Yep. What is your melee attack or mat?
It's a 7.
Okay. And your defense on the Revenger, +2 for Defender's Ward.
Defense is 14 with +2.
What's your armor?
My armor is 19.
+2.
And it's 19 with the +2.
Okay, so I'm not.
And then you also have Repulsor Shield is shield +2.
Oh.
So you're up to a whopping 21 armor right
I'll
now.
boost that when I needed the armor. Right?
Okay, so first we're hitting the defense. Need a 7. Right? You're a 7 and he's a 14. Yep.
Miss.
The most common roll on 2d6.
Most common roll. Oh. Well, you still got a fist. Well, a crit, if it hit, it would be a crit, but it did not hit. And it's funny you say that, because the Ironclad has a great critical on his weapon. He has critical knockdown. If he had hit you, this guy would then automatically be hit by melee attacks for the rest of the turn. And on his own turn, he would have to use up his movement or action to stand back up.
Wow. Okay.
So that Defender's Ward saved your Revenger from being knocked on his ass.
Check right there, Zach.
Yep.
That's
Okay,
the
okay,
meta.
so now I can use the fist.
Now you can use the fist.
Is it the same attack?
Or you got another option here. You've only